So I have a big update for Resident Evil 4 in VR. So for those of you guys that don't know, I've been playing this game for the last 3 days and I just finished it, and I have some important announcements to make. Resident Evil 4 VR does not have any alternate game modes. The only game modes that you have is the main story and the shooting range, which means Mercenaries, Ada's Assignment, and Separate Ways is not in the game as far as I can tell. I checked everywhere and it's nowhere to be found on the game menu, which makes me think that this game may get an update in the future. I'm not sure, but as far as I can tell, this is not a good thing. This ultimately means that you cannot get the alternate costume 2 unlocked, and you cannot unlock the Chicago typewriter or the hand cannon in the game. And that's a pretty big downfall because the only weapon that you get for completing the game is the Matilda and the infinite rocket launcher, and ultimately those two aren't the only thing that players would want out of the game. Now I believe you are still going to be able to unlock the PLR 412 by beating the game on professional mode. I have not tried that yet. I've only played the game on normal, but we are going to see. But as far as I can tell, guys, this is not a good thing at all because, well, the game ultimately needs those game modes in order to make it definitely a fun experience. And I ultimately thought that the game had taken everything out of the mechanics feature from the original game and put it into the VR world. And they did that for the most part, but they took out three core game modes that could have been easily put on this game. Because, yes, the game is only 7 gigs big, but it could ultimately have a bigger update and have a bigger file size by adding those game modes, and who cares? I mean, at this point, those game modes are very much wanted by Resident Evil fans. I mean, we love those game modes, and I was ultimately looking forward to playing Mercenaries after beating the game. Come to find out that you cannot play it. Now, like I said, I don't know anything about if they're going to be adding any game modes. Hopefully they do, because that is a big part of this game. And for those of you guys who haven't bought this game runs at $45. And ultimately, I can understand because the game is being implemented into the VR world that it takes a lot more time. And the game normally runs at about $19 MSRP on the original game. So it's understandable, but if you're going to do a game in VR, add every aspect of the game to it. Don't just add the main story mode, because ultimately it's not as fun as people would think, and you really, really want those alternate game modes. So ultimately, as far as I could say, the game I was giving a 10 out of 10 on gameplay and everything like that, for the atmosphere and everything like that. But ultimately, without those game modes, this game only gets about an 8 to 7 out of 10, because those game modes are ultimately what fans also love playing. Not just the main story, but those alternate game modes. So hopefully we see an update in the future where they're going to add those, because that's a big part of this game. If they don't ever add it, then this is going to be a big disappointment to the Resident Evil fan community, because I was very much looking forward to playing Mercenaries after beating the game. And the game is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. You can still maneuver around like you could. You can maneuver around easier and shoot at the same time, so it makes boss fights a lot easier to deal with. But if you're not applying it into the fights, then you're gonna suffer a lot, and that's what I did during this playthrough. But yeah, guys, ultimately, this is not a good thing in my opinion. I really hope that they're gonna add those game modes, because it's, in my opinion, if you don't add the core aspects of the game besides just the main game, and you don't take out the alternate optional bonus features, the game is not worth $40. It is worth at most $20. So if anybody's looking to get this game, I would recommend not buying it right now. I know if you're wanting to buy it on Halloween, I can understand wanting to buy it because it's a great new game. I would wait until this game goes on sale for $20, hopefully, or maybe, it runs at $30, but my taxes went up to $40 on the game. And like I said, ultimately, I don't believe that it's worth that much. So yeah. So that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.